The following may contain language that is not suitable for all audiences. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining our podcast, finding us however you found us.
You just look like you're about to say something and then you just stopped.
That wasn't all that important. So here's something we can talk about. It seems to me that the more someone thinks themselves as something or tells other people that they are something, they are not that. For example, it has been my experience that whenever someone talks about how smart they are, they're not very smart. Or how hardworking they are, they're not very hardworking. Or how whatever they are, they're generally not. So, when faced with that information, this whole idea that people have in this day and age that you have to promote yourself and sell yourself, doesn't that kind of run counter to observation? And if anyone else has observed this, because you're one of the people that sits there and tells me that I have to sell myself, so I don't think you think that.
You don't think that I think that you should try to sell yourself?
No, I don't think that you think that people... I don't think that you share my opinion that when people sit there and try to say that they are something, they are not that. It's like they are the opposite of that. For example, if someone comes up to you and says, not all the time, just it's a majority of the time. It's a lot of the time when someone sits there and talks about how compassionate or how smart they are. I find that they're stupid, selfish idiots. I guess that's redundant and long. So when someone tells me about how compassionate and smart they are, when I get to know them, I find out that they're selfish dumbasses.
So you've never...
No, I didn't say never. I just said a vast majority of the time.
Oh, you did. That's true.
I did not... And it's empirical, It might be the dumbasses strike more the opposites, seem to stand out in my mind more than the actuals. But most of the time, there are very few people that I've met when someone says to me, yeah, I'm a real mean motherfucker, and then you see them being really mean. I've never met anyone that says that they're a sociopath and then catch them cutting up small animals or anything like that, but...
I don't know that I'm with you on this point.
So you think that people are truthful when they're talking about themselves?
Yeah.
To others?
Wow. Either that or they're lying to themselves.
That's I think people, not... Dude, that doesn't...
Because people believe that stuff when they say it.
Okay, so
if they say, I'm a compassionate person...
Now my brain is very confused because you're talking about the dumbass that believes their own bullshit, and then you're saying that you believe them too, or you're saying that you don't see that to be true. How do you see how those two don't seem to kind of mesh?
I've never really thought about whether or not people... I just assume people are telling the truth.
So you don't... I think more closer to the truth is you just don't listen to what anybody says.
No.
Because you're
I listen.
You're listening for your time to talk.
No. I try to listen.
Why are you walking this back? If you listen, you listen. If you don't, you don't. This I try is kind of... That's not very like you.
There is no try.
That's not very like you. You love Star Wars so freaking much that you have a Yoda keychain, and yet you are not living very Yoda-esque, or would that just be Yoda-esque?
I tend to believe what people tell me. So if they're going to sit there and say I'm a smart person, or I work hard, or
what happens when you're hanging around them and they demonstrate that they are not that they are not smart or hardworking?
I guess it just doesn't register.
So you ignore it.
I don't think, there was that time where they told me they were that, and now
they don't. People usually don't say this once or twice.
Oh, you're saying they say it all the time?
It seems like it's all the time.
Why would they lie? Or why would they not?
Why would they lie? Lying
is not even lying.
Sure it is.
Is it a lie if they believe it?
If it's what's the definition of a lie?
Saying something that's not true.
Well, anywhere does that definition say it's okay? It negates the untruthfulness if you believe it?
No. But I mean, I put a lot of weight on intent. Like if somebody honestly believes,
that's right out of left field, but go right ahead.
If somebody believes they're a compassionate person, then who am I to sit there and say you're not compassionate at all, you're a liar? Okay, let's say that Pol Pot is still alive today, and you guys are sitting there having tea, and he says, I'm a compassionate people. I really like people, and I want to make a better world for all Cambodians. Or no, I like to think that what I did made a better world for all Cambodians. Would you sit there and say, oh yeah, Paul, or Mr. Pot, or however well, I'd call bullshit on that.
But why would you... So you only call bullshit on famous people?
Well, I know about Pol Pot's history.
That's what I'm saying. When you know about someone's history, and you just told me not too long ago that you just, I guess I tend to ignore it. I put a lot of faith or a lot of weight on intent.
Yeah. This is all true. So do you think that I'm talking bullshit right now?
I'm not thinking about you. I am just trying to make sense of the weirdness that comes tumbling out of your mouth.
It's not weirdness.
Oh, it's pretty weird.
No.
I believe things that people... the first one is, well, if someone believes what he says... If someone believes what he says, he has Jedi mind-tricked you into believing what he says?
Well, now, if I'm not going to sit there and, poo-poo it.
I didn't say you need to sit there. You don't sit there when someone's like, "Yeah, I'm very smart." Bullshit, you're not smart. What's your IQ level? Are you a member of Mensa? I'm not saying you gotta do this stuff.
But if everybody's lying all the time, then what the fuck?
Well, everybody is lying.
They're lying to themselves.
Not necessarily all the time, but everybody does lie.
I don't think people are aware that they're lying.
Maybe often.
When they're talking about themselves like that, I think they believe it.
All right, so what?
Wow.
So don't worry about it. So just take things at face value.
Oh, I didn't say that.
Yes, you did. You actually just said that without saying that, not 2 minutes ago.
I didn't come right out and say it.
You even talk about how you listen. You're not even listening to me. I said you just said that without saying that, not 2 minutes ago. And what do? You interrupt me and say, well, I didn't come out and say that.
Man.
Dude, I should be saying that.
So what made you think of this this... I wasn't going to say damn. What made you think of this?
Why do you ask that question all the time?
I'm always curious.
Nothing made me think of it in particular. You think I enjoy sitting here being battered by your lack of conversation and your stupidity? I must, because I keep doing it.
What does that say about you?
I'm a glutton for punishment,
I guess.
Or I feel sorry for the special folks.
You're a weirdo.
Says you.
So here's my question though. Why is everyone sitting there lying to themselves all the time?
Because it's easier than saying the truth, maybe? I mean, we talk like lying is bad, but everybody does it.
Well, lying's a mortal sin, right?
I don't know, is it?
Yeah, you're not supposed to lie.
Well, yeah, lying is not good.
So is lying to yourself a sin as well?
Again, you're the one that's the expert in this, not me. Not expert being a person who lies to himself, but you're the one that pulled out mortal sin and.
Well, I
don't belong to your church. So.
Mostly, when people talk about lying, they talk about lying to another person. But I'm like, what if you're lying to yourself? I don't even know if that's a sin or not. I don't know the answer.
I would think that it is, unless it matters whether you actually speak it or not.
I would think that would matter. That would be the distinction.
Shouldn't you have this discussion with a priest?
Yeah. Or a priest or a theologian, I guess. Or someone who actually wants to talk about this issue.
I mean, just because I'm not in a sexual relationship with somebody does not mean I'm a priest.
So you don't think about sin?
I wouldn't say that.
Well, you don't think about whether or not lying is a sin or not.
Well, you've hit that one on the head. I've never thought about whether lying is a sin or not.
Really?
Yeah.
How is that even possible? I mean, lying's up there with every religion, you know. I mean, isn't it? I mean...
Sure it is. And yet, you know, everybody talks about the dirty business that is life, right?
Yeah.
Kind of got to do it to get along, don't you?
What, lying?
Sure.
Yeah, nobody wants to hang around with someone who's truthful all the time.
And, you know, how many criminals would keep on getting by if they didn't?
Can you imagine if everyone was
Did you steal that? No. Did you steal that car? Yes, I did.
I mean, what if everyone was completely honest in their marriages? How you looking today, honey? Oh my God, you look awful.
Some people are.
You look really fat, sweetie.
Some people are. It's usually the women.
Why, who are honest?
Who, you know, gripe a lot with the honesty, and then when you shoot back at it, then they get all bent out of shape.
That's just...
But, you know, that's not to you know, to poo-poo on women. I dislike anybody who can't take what they dish out. It really bugs me.
Well, that's a lot of people.
Well, so that a lot of people bug me. And on that note, thanks for listening and being buggy.